it's Caroline. Today I want to take you through my post-workout recovery routine. When I'm done with a challenging workout, I try to do two things. Stay hydrated by drinking Zico coconut water and foam roll. Practicing these two self-care techniques helps me reduce soreness and improve performance and really feel my best. So when you're ready to get started, you'll need something to drink, so either Zico coconut water or water, and you'll need a foam roller, a golf ball or a tennis ball, and another option would be a rolling pin, which I have with me here today. So the first thing we're going to do is roll your feet. So you have the option of using either a tennis ball or a golf ball. And I'm going to start on the tennis ball because this is pretty intense. But you're just going to place one of your feet on the ball. And all I want you to do is first start by pressing down on the top of the tennis ball or the golf ball. And from there, take a nice deep breath. So inhale, exhale. And then I'd like you to take that ball and roll it all the way down your foot. So to the heel bone and then back up to the toes. So you're rolling the plantar fascia, which is the muscle that is at the bottom of the foot. And anytime you're working out, this muscle can get really tight. So you should be feeling this. Try to relax your face and take nice deep breaths. Of course, if the tennis ball is not intense enough for you, you can do the same thing on a golf ball. And you will roll from the front of the foot all the way to the back. And make sure to trace on the outside of the foot. Oop, yep, there's some good stuff in there. And then go down the middle of the foot and on the insole. So really spend some time rolling down that foot. And of course, the more pressure you apply, the more intense it will be. If you find a sweet spot, feel free to hang out there for a little bit and take nice deep breaths. Good, so I prefer the golf ball, but I practice rolling often, so it's not as intense as it would be if I rolled less frequently. Good, so I want you to find right above the heel bone. So the ball is right about here. And just press down. Good, take a deep breath. And let it out. Nice. And then just one more time from the heel bone all the way down the foot. And then step off. Whew. So you can really feel the difference from one foot to the next. We'll switch sides. So taking the foot first onto the tennis ball or the golf ball. Ball is right behind the knuckles of the toes. And you're just going to press down firmly. Good. Take a deep breath. And exhale. From here again, you're going to take that ball and just slowly roll from the backs of the toes all the way down to the heel and back to center. So again, moving through all parts of the foot, the middle of the foot, the inside, and the outside. Try to apply, it will be painful, so try to apply a little bit of pressure so that it's the good pain. However, if you don't roll your feet often, it might just not be that great of pain right now. You might be feeling this. Good, so go nice and slow. Try to break up all that tension that's built up in the foot. And again, rolling down the middle, the outside, and the inside. Try to place the ball right in front of the heel. Press down firmly. Take a deep breath. Exhale, let it out. And then one more time, all the way down the foot. Yeah, nice job. Good, so come off the tennis ball or golf ball, and that's the first thing we're rolling today. The second will be the calves. So come on down to the floor and you can remove the balls. You can either use the foam roller or you can use the rolling pin. I'll show you both ways. So the first way to roll the calf on the foam roller, you'll take one leg on top and lay the other leg, sandwiching the bottom leg between the top leg and the foam roller. And then you can either sit here and apply just pressure and go side to side, or you can lift the hips and scooch slowly down. So it's almost better to go slower to really try and find the knots that have built up in your calf muscle and just apply pressure against the density of the foam roller. And if it's too intense with the top leg sandwiched on the, or top leg on top of the bottom, you can always just do this with both calves, okay? So this is the way you would roll your calves on the foam roller. If you wanted to make it more intense, you could take your rolling pin and do the same thing. So I like the rolling pin, it's a little more pressure and I prefer that. But if you're new to foam rolling, the foam roller will be perfect. You can also use the foam roller, of course, to take the back of the calf, the rolling pin, and actually just rolling pin your calves. And that feels really good. If you have shin splints, you could do the reverse and rolling pin the shins. And that might not feel so good, but it might feel better later. So keep that in mind. So we're doing one calf right now, either rolling pin or foam roller, and trying to get all the way from the Achilles right almost to the back of the knee. So scooching forward and back. Nice job. So let's switch sides. So take the other leg on the rolling pin or foam roller, and you can sandwich top leg on top of bottom leg and slowly roll. And again, it always works to just apply pressure. So you could just sit here and you would feel this. It's pretty intense, especially on the rolling pin. So make sure to take nice deep breaths, go slow. And of course, if you feel any sharp pain or electricity, that would be a bad sign, so you want to come off. Good pain is that nice pressure, somewhat similar to a deep tissue massage. That's what you're going for. Good, so again, trying to go all the way down the calf, and I'll demonstrate this one more time on the foam roller. So if you're at the foam roller at home, you're here, and that feels really good. Good. And relax. So the next thing we'll be doing are the quads. So I'm going to show this two ways. First way you would do it, you're going to come on the foam roller and lie your legs on top, hands in a plank position. And from here, you're just going to draw your torso forward and then back. Now, this is the easiest version of rolling the quads, and you might not find it to be that intense at all. And if so, you can slide the foam roller down, place one thigh on top, other leg is going to come to the floor, and you'll roll all the way down and then back. So now you're going one leg, and that's a little more intense. Now for more intensity, and you might love or hate me for this, you can do this on the rolling pin. So this is how I work it. I bring the rolling pin to the top of my thigh, and I use the other leg to support, hands in a plank position, and I'm just going to draw the rolling pin down to the bottom of my knee and then back. Now you'll feel more intensity if you open the thigh, so toes turn out. You'll feel more intensity in the inside of the quad. So trying with it, the toes out. And then if you rotate the toes inward, you'll feel more intensity on the outside of the quad. Now again, foam roller, rolling pin, two legs or one, it's completely up to you, personal preference. So make sure that you do the option that fits your body and what you need today. I also like the rolling pin because it's a little bit shorter than the length of the foam roller, and it allows me to get a different angle at foam rolling than the longer foam roller does. Or I guess instead of foam rolling, I should call it rolling pinning. Good, so let's relax from that quad, and you're just going to come up, and I'll have you switch to the other side. So rolling pin, foam roller, you can place the rolling pin at the top of your quad, And then you're just going to go down to the base of the knee and then up. Now, if you have any sort of knee pain or lower back pain, often it can be helpful to roll out your quads and your IT bands. Reducing some of the tension that's built up in those muscle groups can help both improve performance and help reduce pain, like lower back pain, hip pain, that sort of thing. So I know right now this might not be the most comfortable thing to do, but hopefully it has lasting benefits in your sports and in your daily life. Good, so try the option rolling the quad with the toes turned outward like a duck, and go as slow as you need to. Good, and then try the option turning the toes inward like you're pigeon-toed. And this you'll get a little more lateral quad. So if you're a cyclist or a runner, this should be pretty intense for you. And I would recommend doing this video regularly. Good. And relax. So come off the rolling pin or foam roller. The next exercise will be the IT band. And I'm going to demo this on the foam roller here. So take one leg long ways on the foam roller, and then you're going to place the other leg on top as a kickstand. And from here, hands by your side, roll all the way down from the top of the hip to the bottom of the knee. Now this one can be really intense, especially if you just did a long run or a cycling ride, a workout that involved jumping, so think about that. If you want more intensity, you can stack the legs, okay? So stacking the legs on top of the foam roller and rolling from almost right above the knee to the hip. The slower you go, the more goodness you get. So you can also come and place the bottom forearm down like a side plank. Good, so breathing. This is that amazing IT band. Doing this regularly will definitely help with hip pain or improve your running performance. So consider making this a regular part of your self-care habit, as well as making sure to stay hydrated, sleeping well, eating well. All those things really add up to make a huge difference. So if you find one spot that's a little bit more tender than the others, pause, take a deep breath, and let it out. And then move all the way through it. So we just did one side. I'm going to take you to the other side now. So slowly come off the foam roller and just switch sides. I'll show you how to do this on the rolling pin in a second. But top leg stacks in front of the bottom leg. And from here, hands by your side, you'll roll down from the bottom of the knee all the way to the hip. Okay? So again, if this is not intense enough for you, both legs on top, bottom forearm on the floor, going nice and slow, focusing on the side of the leg. If you'd like to do the rolling pin version of the IT band, I recommend sitting with the legs extended and taking the sides of the rolling pin, and you just roll the rolling pin from the hip to the knee. A little more, it's actually a little easier than foam rolling, I think, and it allows you to apply the amount of pressure that you prefer, so you can definitely do this a little bit lighter than you would on the foam roller. And it's a nice option too for traveling. I am a huge nerd, and I will travel with my rolling pin, and if I'm delayed at the airport, I will definitely pull it out and start rolling out my quads, because it helps reduce all the tension and tightness that traveling can cause. So it's something to consider taking in your carry-on bag. Good, so we've done IT bands and relax. So we've just done both IT bands, and now we're going to go into glutes. So I'm going to sit on my rolling pin, or not rolling pin, my foam roller, hands behind me, and I'm just gonna roll out the back of the butt cheeks. So I'm doing sacral rolling right now, and the sacrum is the part of the spine, the very end And you won't feel this that much right now. It's just kind of nice. So you can take hands behind you, nice deep breaths. And then all I want you to do is come to one butt cheek. So you're going to slide on one side. And you'll take the bottom leg or the butt cheek you're rolling on top of the other. So kind of in a figure 4 position. And then you're just going to roll that one butt cheek on the foam roller. And again, the more weight you put onto the roller, the more intensity you'll feel. So this can be pretty intense, especially if you do a lot of running, cycling, or if you sit a lot. You can also take that bottom forearm on the ground to get into the hips. If you want more intensity, you can do this instead of on the foam roller with your tennis ball. So you would take the tennis ball into the side of the hip and roll. And this applies a little more targeted pressure. It is pretty intense in comparison to the foam roller. So only go there if you're ready. And make sure it feels intense but not painful. So if you feel any sharp pain, electricity, stop and check with your doctor before continuing on, okay? So if you're on the rolling pin or if you're on the tennis ball, the foam roller or the tennis ball, you'll take that bottom leg and you're just gonna make bicycle motions with that bottom leg. So you find a good spot for the ball or the foam roller and making these psychic bicycle motions with that bottom leg. Good. Find another spot. So you're going to move from the tennis ball or on the foam roller to find another sweet spot. And then again, try those bicycle motions. So again, if the tennis ball is not intense enough, you can always use a yoga tune-up ball or a lacrosse ball. And those are great alternatives as well to apply a little more pressure. Good, so let's switch sides. So I'll show this on the foam roller first. Keep my tennis ball handy. So you're switching sides for the other butt cheek, just to be fair, and the bottom leg is going to go on top of the top leg. You'll come to one side, and again, I call this pose fireplace pose. Looks like you're laying down by a fireplace. You're just going to roll out that one butt cheek. And again, go as slow as you need to. And if it's too intense to come all the way to the side, you might just want to keep that leg straight and roll side to side. And again, the more intense option would be to use your tennis ball and place it on the butt cheek and roll around. Good. Make sure you get any of those tight spots and apply pressure as needed to help break up the adhesions that have built up in your glutes. Good, so find one sweet spot, and you're just going to take that bottom leg and start to make bicycle motions. Ooh, yep, that works. So try to breathe. Oxygen is very helpful, and then go the other way with that bicycle. Relax, try to find a spot, either uptown, downtown. Take a deep breath, and then try those bicycles one more time. Yeah, deep breathing. And again, if it's too much on the tennis ball, by all means, do it on the foam roller. Oh, feel this in my glutes. All right, now come off the tennis ball or foam roller, and we've got one more thing to do. So it's our lower back. We're going to take the foam roller, and don't use your rolling pin for this one. You'll take the foam roller, and you're just going to let your lower back come over with your feet in butterfly. So lower back is going to fall all the way down over the rolling pin. You'll take your arms out to a T, and you're just going to rock the knees side to side. So one of my knees falls sideways, and you're hoping to massage the lower back. Of course, if the knee side to side is too intense, I would just stay in this position, opening the hips and letting the pressure of the foam roller press against your lower back. If it feels great, you can bring the knees together and just hold one side and just make little rocking motions with the roller against your lower back, and that feels really good, especially on my QL. which is tight. Good, and then switch sides, so letting the knees fall to one side, and then again, little chugging motions. And here, my arms feel great because it's opening my chest, so I really like this. Stretch a lot. Take the feet together, let the knees fall out to the side, and let's just take 2 deep breaths. So inhale, exhale, and one more. Deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. Slowly place your feet flat on the floor. Take your hands behind your head and roll your way up to a comfortable seat. So that is my post-workout recovery routine. Foam rolling these muscles and staying hydrated by drinking Zico coconut water will help you reduce soreness, increase performance, and feel great in training and in life. Feel free to leave me a message below if this helped you, and check out online carolinejordanfitness.com. Thanks again. Bye.